throughout the broadcast, as it will be Rob Whaley and Caden Pierce. The opening tap controlled by the Tigers, and we are off and running here. First round action, the NIT. Blake Peters will pop a three and starts it up for Princeton.
Get it going and ran into a Brown team that got incredibly hot. So, you know, as a player, you love the chance to come back out and play soon after those really crushing losses.
Martini tries a three. That's good. So the Tigers.
Find DJ Thomas on the wing, but Princeton's got to have somebody a little bit closer to him.
Thomas's dad, Deion Thomas Sr., an all-time great at UNLV. And
the ball goes up, the hair goes flying, and the ball goes in the hoop. I mean, he's all over the place with his body movement in terms of basically using a shot fake during his Euro.
Into Pierce. Pierce lays it up and in. Caden, but Alaco is the leader of this team. His team right now is in trouble, down 8.
Princeton stand up because 1 minute
Peters
remaining.
open from deep, knocks down the three.
Done an excellent job battling through all those injuries.
Peters launches a three, that's good. Blake Peters.
February 16th against Princeton, career high 7 points. You can see Princeton just giving him that shot. They have so much respect for the two big guys inside.
Harold's only that was his 9th three of league play. So the last 15 games, that's his 9th three. He's made 4 of them now. Tigers, now their 7th field goal, all from 3, and they've made 4.
Come on, man.
Good transition defense initially from the Tigers. The last thing they want is Chris Manning to get sight of the basket early on.
Manning misses that three as the Tigers get back to it. They started out slow last night in the win against Columbia. Fell behind 21-12 before surging and not looking back. Alaco knocks down the three.
Napping a bit with that trap in the front court. Like we've talked about, Cornell switching between defenses all the time. So hard to know what they're going to come out in against you.
Pierce cuts to the rim and lays it in. McLean inside. Nadine Bedry not able to connect.
That was a great dish, though, and that's what they'll do is move him around the court, use him on pick and rolls and pick and pops as well.
Down low for Pierce. This time it goes home. Something like that. Lee surveying. 10. Now down to 7. Lee, nice speed down low. And the Thompson lost the ball.
And I don't see Matt Alaco on the bench either.
Davis from deep. Dalen
up there in New York, and he's had so many great players and so many excellent seasons. Obviously, the crown jewel last year, Tosan Awoma, in the NBA this year and a Sweet 16 appearance.
Dalen Euro layup in.
Great anticipation. He jumped in the passing lane and then excellent finish. I mean, Columbia's hanging around here. A lot of time left. They cut it down to 2-possession game.
Martini. Pierce with a handoff to Davis. Just under 9 minutes left to go in this contest with Princeton up by 6. The Tigers trying to stay apart of a tie for first place. And Pierce, last check, it was Penn and Cornell tied up at the Palestra at 72. Peters, catch and shoot three, money. Blake Peters.
Johnson, back to McRae. Martini given the space.
Good look.
McRae to Neskovich. Found his way to the rim in the big green up by 2. And there's the answer.
Yeah, tonight as well.
Lee with the pass up ahead and the slam for help, but the 3 spots already claimed and the 4th one still up for grabs. In fact, Brown leading Cornell right now 49-43 in the start of the second half.
Zone after the timeout.
Columbia leads Yale 54-49. 12 minutes to go in the second half.
Oh, Davis, fresh.
Goes Dartmouth to within 9. Under 6. Xaivian Lee, pick and pop.
Good play.
Oh,
Good play.
62-54, the Tiger lead. Princeton looking for their 21st win of the season. Looking to go 9-2 in the league.
Boy, have they played together before?
Ajabo Simon in the area as well to influence.
Ivy League leader, 2.5 blocks per game. He hasn't played the whole Ivy League season as a three-pointer falls.
When the shot went up, you're thinking, reset it. Fresh 20 for the Crimson, but Malik Mack makes shots that are not advisable. He is just so athletic and knocked down from everywhere.
Pierce fakes around to Lee. To the corner, Peters delivers.
Saw the ad Pierce on him. He knew that there was going to be a mismatch underneath for Ajabo, and they exploited quickly.
3 subs waiting to check in at the next whistle for Harvard. Martini gobbled up by Okpara. Pierce with 13 to shoot. Looking for options. Pierce hands off to Lee with 7 to shoot. Lee back to Pierce. Straightaway 3. In and out, and back in again. That's going to be welcome offense for the Crimson.
Big even going forward as well to get Tyler Simon more involved offensively. 5 points already, good range. Harvard has had some guys knock down a couple of threes.
10-2 run right now for Harvard. They've switched it up to a zone. Lee fakes the 3 to the corner. Open look, Martini. Got it.
Lee or Caden Pierce knocked down a big triple.
Lesmond pulls up inside the line, missed it short. Lee with a rebound and the push. Now settle things down, calls Huggins to set the screen. Lee on Simon. Davis again. Has Ajabo in front of him. Don't think anyone relishes that challenge. Davis gets it again stares down Ajabo and says, who do I give the ball to? Xaivian Lee, that's a good choice.
After what he saw what Ajabo was able to do to Xaivian Lee on the dribble drive.
Davis from deep, hits again.
And playing a big role. He was the tempo of this offense. Knocked down a couple of threes. He was called on for some corner dribble drives. So he's in there in the absence of Chandler PJ, but he wasn't just there to fill a spot. He played a big role, and is playing a big role tonight.
No trouble with the Harvard press. Tigers again will burn the clock. A walk up. Back to Lee, under 10. Goes at Wojcik. Shake and bake to the right hand. He elevates and kicks. Three-pointer. Peters got it.
Alaco tries to find a seam in the defense, lobs it up, can't get it to go. Scott kept it alive.
Yeah, Jack Scott with some great minutes replacing Caden Pierce. Second offensive rebound.
You're just joining us. Caden Pierce left with a cut early. He has not returned to the floor.
Caden Pierce smashed his chin on the ground and had to leave and get some treatment.
Approaching 8 minutes left to go. First half. Martini works to the rim.
Teammate's head.
He's been excellent over the last four in particular, averaging a double-double, 21 and 11. Martini, another cut to the rim. All Ivy League first-team selection last year as Wolf going to work. Misses again.
And he missed it, but that's what makes him so impressive. 7 feet tall, tight spin.
Pierce to the rack. All the way to the rim, lays it in with 48.1 remaining, cuts it to a 9-point game. Down the floor for Pierce. Pierce all the way in with a
pace. Both teams getting up shots from deep to set the tempo. Good looks for Princeton thus far, just haven't been able to convert.
Nice look down low to Pierce. An easy layup for Kings, and for Penn goes to the rack for two.
That is a tough take right there with a defender draped all over him. You talk about Tyler Perkins in the open, but don't sleep on Sam Brown, averaging 11 points this year, and he has the ultimate green light.
Penn and Pierce drop. Slackard gets on the board. Slackard, the team's leading scorer, and that's why his presence has been missed so much this year, averaging 17 points per game.
It's a nice job keeping that dribble alive and reading what the defense was giving him right there in that situation.
Alaco looking for the post. In the lead. Outside, corner three by Pierce. Money. Caden Pierce
took his time and surveyed the court accordingly and got to the opposite side of the basketball.
Slackard comes up empty. Lee on the move for Princeton. Pierce and Perkins again.
Good post defense right there. Tyler Perkins walling up and remaining vertical.
Martini, corner three, side pocket, drills it. Perkins. Check by Peters. Rebound by Lee. Lee operating against Perkins. Martini will pop a three. Got it. Jack Martini.
Friday night in a sold-out building.
Princeton electing to double-team Danny Wolf down low. And Bez Mbang's going to be the one left open because August Mahoney and John Poulikitis are spectacular shooters. So Bez Mbang has to be ready to knock that down.
And quickly, Peters the other end. Student section loves it. Spin cycle, Mbang couldn't finish.
So both teams are super jacked up, missing easy layups.
Martini, the trail three, and got it. Rain.
How about basketball? I got news for you.
a lot of neuroscience in there.
Listen, when your time in the gym, and you're a student athlete in the Ivy League, that's the best class and the hardest class.
Well,
country playing point guard. Columbia's a lot better. Penn's got a bunch of great freshmen, including Tyler Perkins, Sam Brown. And if they get Clark Slacker back, they could be in that hunt as well.
Yeah, really a shame. Had that injury down against Auburn. And still hasn't been back. Davis, speaking of...
I believe his third personal foul.
So Manning, someone was getting his third. It is Manning on a 3-ball on the outside.
Trying to get high percentage shots inside.
There's a Columbia team averaging just under 81 points per game, but their defense can't. And the Tigers get another defensive stop.
He is certainly the X factor so far in this game, Xaivian Lee.
The puns just flow off your tongue. 14 on the shot clock. Lee off the pump. Slides it in the corner to Peters as McLean knocks down the trifecta.
Well, the Lions going blow to blow right now.
And Princeton has 4 shots. Nolan for 3. Pierce the rebound. He's up to 5 boards. Lee back to Pierce, rewarded underneath. Fluster them out of the timeout.
Well, the thing that Columbia needs to continue to do is move the ball around. They have 11 assists, should have 11 or 10 assists on 19-20 made baskets. They're really sharing the ball well.
Davis pulls up from the baseline.
Who played at Princeton?
Played at Princeton, then coached at Brown and Oregon State. Of course, he's the Obama in-law as well, of note.
Alaco got another 3. Matt Alaco grabbing the rebound.
Yeah, Caden Pierce, 40th in the country in rebounding.
Peters, open look at a 3. Connects.
And you just love it when you're a coach and freshmen step into the college game ready to accept the challenge. And it seems like from Mack and Batiste, they've done exactly that.
4-point lead for the Crimson. Outside, Alaco wide open from 3. Easy money. He's got 5. It's a 7-point lead for the Crimson. Derek Jones and Isis Young with you in the Ivy League opener between Princeton and Harvard. Lee. Under 10 to shoot. Rolling is Pierce. And scoring. Caden Pierce. Lesman has that one spin off the rim. And the Tigers back to work on offense. Lee. Wide open is Caden Pierce. Nice. Flying all over the place each way. Not getting called. The officials letting them play. Nearly stolen by the Crimson. Lee in the corner against PJ. Peters catch and shoot 3. Money. Wasi, who's into the game for the first time. Lee spinning. The kick. Martini 3. Count it. Comes up empty. 10-0 run for Princeton. Ten to shoot for Xaivian Lee. Into Pierce, catches and scores. Crossover. It's the little Iverson-esque with the crossover delivery.
Oh, for sure. And that's high praise.
Pierce and 1.
He's an internet sensation. Do yourself a favor.
Jair Davis down on the low block, and he is such a fine passer. He recognizes it's coming, and he makes the accurate pass to lane coming in from the weak side.
And a wraparound pass. Those are the 2 sophomores at 12. Hauser is a really good three-point shooter, Bill, but he has been ice cold over the last several games. He has missed now his last 7 tries.
You just wonder if sometimes fatigue isn't a little bit of a factor. He doesn't play big minutes, but because he doesn't, sometimes that might be a fact that he just hasn't been able to stay in his tip-top shape as he needs to. He's got to work his legs a little bit better in that shot.
He was double figures in the first 3 games of the season. Really thought he would continue what he did at VMI.
Isolation defense, but also defending their defensive glass. Not big, but they all look to block out and they team rebound.
Couple crossovers for Lee. Backdoor cut. That's Princeton basketball.
And that's a real backdoors at Princeton. That was a little subtle cut on the weak side. Jair Davis again doing a good job of recognizing the double team and finding a way to get to the pass to his teammate.
Lee drops it off. Back-to-back buckets by Caden.
Deary, the team's leading scorer, fifth in the MAC on the year, averaging 15 per, cuts it to a 9-point game.
And that's a beautiful, just one-on-one ISO opportunity. You love to watch players that create their own shot out of nowhere.
He had a double-double in the win over Bryn Athens.
Yeah, he was ferocious on the boards, and again, one of those players that gets some time pretty consistently off the bench, but still looking to solidify his role.
Lee stops inside to Collins, who puts it in. The first 11 games of the year from last year, as Deary can't connect on the jumper, and the Tigers back to it on offense. Screen set by Huggins. DeQuasi on the drive. Beautifully done.
Freshman class, and it's showing off.
And Princeton might have a couple more if the Ivy League actually allowed graduate students to play basketball, but they don't. Keyshawn Kelman is at Florida Gulf Coast from last year's team. Ryan Langborg at Northwestern, and of course, Ivy League MVP Tosan Iwoma now in the G League in the Pistons organization.
3-2 zone and nice changeup after a timeout.
Lee with 3 on the shot clock, hops. Scott got it off and hits it. Proceed. Greer double teamed. Wow, tough catch. Simmons in traffic too deep onto the basket. And that's a freshman field goal attempt.
Yeah, don't shoot if you're not comfortable. Simple rule.
Peters gets it back and drills it.
Tangible. No matter how down they are, that you could sense the belief. It's a veteran, confident group that trusts each other, and they've managed to win close games.
As a point of reference, January 16th, 2023, that was the last second. House was an important figure in the win against Villanova. Able to knock down some threes to help with the win over the 18th ranked Wildcats. Lee thought about shooting, instead inside to Huggins. Huggins lays it in. The fresh.
Expect Princeton to be patient, to give Drexel as little time as possible at the end of the half to get their own good shot.
About a 5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, with Princeton up by 8. Lee patiently waiting to make his move. Under 10. Now with 5. Lee crossing over Odin Jr. Inside, what a feed by Lee.
The defense, and Pierce has to be figured out by Drexel that he is an extraordinary two-point shooter, driver, post-up man.
Tigers up by 14 as Pierce plotting his next move. Goes to Xaivian Lee. 8 to shoot for Pierce. Knocks down the 3.
But what they showed the country was that there's a lot of athleticism in the Ivy League. Their rebounding defense matched up with one of the biggest, most athletic teams in the country. And there you see that athletic.
To start for Columbia, they've been a pretty intriguing team to start out this year.
Yeah, picked last in the Ivy League, and they had a 6-game winning streak at one point, most impressively with the win at Temple, where not many people come away with the win. The Ivy League is the Ivy League's going to be, right now, I believe they're 13th in the net. They're as high as 10th in the RPI. A lot of good players and retention of those players in the Ivy.
Garrett Heen has helped fill that void. Heen and Williams each with 13. Pierce rolling to the rim, double clutches and scores. Smith passing down the floor to Heen, nearly lost it, now they do. Lee doesn't have the numbers, finds Pierce though. Pierce lays it up and in.
To call the flex play. Or is B-Jack, he can't hold on, back-to-back turnovers. Yeah. Tigers trying to eat into this 4-point deficit. It was 8 a couple of minutes ago. Oh, I thought he was going to pull the trigger, but Alaco held on, gave it to Pierce, back to Matt. Ginsberger goes in, almost walked. and throws it out to Lee. Still 15 on the clock for Princeton. Lee, 1-on-2. Give it over for Alako. Force three, and he'll hit it.
Yeah, he hit it. I like by Princeton how they got a chance to tie it or just be down one.
There's Lee. They've been going to Alako. Here's a charging layup.
Yeah.
Up and good. Nope.
You know, instead of always driving to the hole there or looking to drive, he gave it up to an open man underneath the basket. But you talked with Coach Griffiths today, and I heard the interview, but this is the part where you're, learning how to win. Do what's right in the last couple. But that defender was right in front of the Bison player, and that was too easy.
The last two games for Princeton were too easy. Big double-digit wins at Old Dominion, a team that doesn't lose by 20 at home often, as Lee will go for another stuff by Pierce.
Got to really admire how Princeton went about not only building this program organically, but going about it in the right way. Student-athlete first, students on and off the court. And listen, they're not missing a beat here in 2023, 2024.
One of the reasons why that guy, Caden Pierce.
In the paint.
Lee with a crossover. Good feed out to Alako. Cranks a three. That misses. And Lee keeping it alive. Jack Scott for three. Connects. Nine on the glass. 4 rebounds so far, averaging 8 per game. Turner 3. That may have been partially deflected. Alako on the move. Speeding down the floor. Martini. Now Lee. Lee stops. Outside. Wide open. Alako 3. Got it.
Already operating in the paint. Gets walled up on and is able to look opposite for a wide open three-point opportunity for Bridgen. Great field.
6 in a row for the Huskies. Lee with 8. Lee feeds Scott. He wants a 3. He's got it. Jack Scott.
These are feeding Jenkins. But no to you back on top. There's Martini for a deep three, knocks it down. Basket, it'll be Matt Alako getting it in to Pierce. Hands it off to Lee. Kicks it over to wide open Martini for three, and he knocks it down. They got an offensive rebound, but weren't able to convert. Lee back to Pierce. Well, give it go. He throws it down.
Threes since that moment. After that first little blip to his Monmouth career, shooting over 50%. And the Hawks down 11 now, Dave. Going to need a big second half from Xander.
Yeah, and he's only taken 6 shots so far. They're able to get to the free throw line and 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. But for the Hawks to get back into this game, they're going to need Xander Rice to have the ball in his hands a lot.
Good Tigers ball movement. Lee, kick out. Alako to beat the shot clock.
Kane wants to be aggressive offensively. Not bad shots, though. Otherwise, he'll play defense all night.
Lee on the handoff. Their most athletic starter. Quick, really good driver of the basketball. He had 2 drives in important key situations to help this team have, but he's got tree trunk legs.
But 3 or 4 times I've wanted to get to that point about, he
I just
plays
wonder
bigger than he is.
when he fills out, or if he fills out, what's going to play like then?
Oh, he's been in the squat rack. I mean,
Wow.
I agree.
He's got it right now. Watched by Fusini Drame.
Pass on
Lee
the base.
by himself decides to drive. Give it back to Alako. Why not from there, too? Professionally. He can't have a bad defensive sequence. He can't have a bad defensive game. And for as good as he was offensively, maybe there were a couple of slip-ups last time out. And you want your tape to be perfect defensively because that's how you're going to get seen. Your reputation is going to be about defense, so show it on every rep.
And he says that's his biggest inspiration, is to be the best defender and to be better every time. Oh.
Goaltend?
Yeah. Our 3 officials tonight, Tim Kelly, Sean Hull, and Adam Vanderberg. Here's Alako. 21 points in the last game. Second team All-Ivy a season ago. Lee, wide open. Pierce straight away. It's true. And that was going to be the scout on the glass.
He is a ball hawk.
And pass a little behind Farmer, and now Princeton can run if they want.
And Pierce, 8 rebounds early on in this first half. He had 15 in his first matchup as he lays it in there. Pierce he could be up.
Hustling back on D as Pierce is there, and he misses a 3. Martini with the carom. Now Lee puts it on the deck. Pass to Pierce, up and under. And boy, has he been pretty tonight. 18 points. Carlos wasting no time, weaving inside, and just comes up short on the bunny.
Yeah, great move by Carlos. That's what he should have done, but that's kind of been the story of the Hofstra offense. Just not getting some of the roles that we're accustomed to seeing them when they play here at the MAC.
Lee, crossover. Has a wide open Scott Pierce who drains it.
Those backdoor cuts.
Just saw Gavin Griffiths make the first bucket there of his career for the Scarlet Knights. First 5-star recruit for Steve Peichel. Xaivian Lee back to Martini, and Lee had an excellent summer. Madalacco knocks down his first player of the year of the state of Connecticut this last year.
He's going to get him up. He's the guy that is not bashful to get those threes up.
We hear a lot about the Princeton offense and the backdoor cuts here, Trey, but what else do they do besides cut to Lou?
Well, it's a modern way of playing. Like when you watch NBA games, that's how they play. It's
Zach Martini, go ahead.
It's a modern way to,
What are you going to do about that?
There's nothing that you can do, and I think they got to get him more touches in the paint. And he's doing a really good job of going early before the double team can come.
Steve Peichel told us during the week he wants to get him 15 shots per game. That was just his 5th. Lee back out. Peters feeling it. Boy, if he gets hot, he had 5.
Good job by Davis, shielding off the defender, going off of 2 feet, and finishing at the rim. That is where he's at his best, in transition.
Rutgers, Princeton played every year for over 5 decades. This is the 121st meeting. Can't draw it up any better.
Feel the energy in this arena right now. It's a great home state rivalry.
Only 5 to shoot. Martini wide open. Clean look, and he knocks it down. Maury has been quiet. Finds an open Davis, and the freshman is long. Another rebound to Pierce. He's got 14. Martini just hit 1. He has another.